You can imagine Glebe Collegiate Institute is turning 100 years young in a couple of years from now, and the planning is definitely underway. Joining us right now, we say hello to Christy Griffin, who is a parent of a student at the Glebe Collegiate and the chair of the GCI 100th Anniversary Committee. Hello, Christy.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Wonderful to have you here. And Matthew Loukine is with us as well, grade 12 student. But listen to this resume already, co-editor-in-chief of the GCI Gazette, chair of the GCI Archives Club. Nice to have you here, Matthew.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
It's great to be here.
Christy, 100 years, the school's been around. Quick history lesson on the school. It was opened up for a certain reason.
So Lisgar Collegiate was bursting at the seams. And so Glebe was built relatively nearby, but they felt far enough to accommodate the growth in population. And so that was the birth of Glebe Collegiate.
Okay. Now, as I mentioned, though, so the 100-year anniversary isn't for a couple of years, correct?
That's correct. So that'll be the year 22-23.
Okay.
So they actually accepted students before the school was completed in 1922, and then they had their official opening before the end of the year in 23.
So one of the reasons why, Matthew, you're here today is not only to celebrate the 100 years that are coming up, but you're looking for people to help out in a big way. There's a meeting coming up, correct?
Yeah, for sure. So
on February 6th, we've got celebrating Glebe open house planning session, because the planning committee has some ideas of what we would like to see for the 100th anniversary, but we recognize there's alumni, there's ex-staff, ex-teachers, and clubs that may want to see some really interesting activities through that 100th year.
Okay, now you're thinking that there's a lot of alumni in the Ottawa area that would like to be a part of this still.
Oh, I would imagine so. If you think 100 years, and I'm not sure what their initial population is, but currently we're at 1,600 students, and that's capacity, and it's been like that for a while now.
Times that by almost 100 years, a lot of students have walked through the hallways. Okay, so Matthew, you're, like I said, the chair of the GCI Archives Club, so I assume some of the cool stuff that you brought here. Archives. Can you tell us some of the cool things that you brought?
Yeah, definitely. So, so the Archives Club was a very unorganized room. So we're in the process of actually going through all this stuff and figuring out what it's all about. So here today we've got the first ever yearbook of Glebe Collegiate. Wow. So that was released in 1923. And as a comparison, you've got the 2019 yearbook, and you can definitely see the
changed a few
big
pages.
evolution, right? Over here, we've got Alanis Morissette with her album that she actually gave to the school. So this has been framed, and Alanis Morissette is a Glebe Collegiate alumni, and so she actually played she's a great, very big symbol for the school.
I understand that in the morning they used to play "O Canada" that was sang by Alanis every morning as well, which is very cool. So that's definitely a keepsake for sure. What is this shirt that you brought along with you?
So this shirt is from the Glebe 5th annual canoe race, or the Great Race. So what Glebe had at the time was these events started in 1977. So the Glebe had basically 3 crown jewel events. So we had the canoe race, then we had the track and field race, and then we had a Tour de Glebe. So it would be a bike race. Okay. And so these 3 events would be all together.
Busy. And you've got some young men here. I guess this is the different fashions, obviously. From what year are you looking at here for these young guys?
So this is 1927 to 28.
My goodness.
That's the Dominion champions.
Basketball, correct?
Yeah, basketball.
Okay. So you're still looking, Matthew, then, for people to drop by, drop off stuff, that may be part of, put it into the archives, be a part of the celebration?
Yeah, definitely. So we have a lot of stuff in our archives, but we always want more. We want more stories. What we have is a lot of items with no background to it, and we're really looking for pieces that would provide a story for the Glebe. That would really that would create a more of a complete puzzle piece of the 100 years that have passed.
So, Christy, whenever you are celebrating the 100th year coming up in a couple of years from now, what exactly will the festivities be all about? And that's part of the planning sessions?
That's right. So we have an idea. So in conjunction with the music department, we'd really like to have a feature performance. But we also would like some feedback from the community and from schools or from alumni and also from the current schools as to what are the family-friendly events, what are maybe some adult-themed events, what would you like to see celebrated within perhaps decade rooms? Do you want a gala? What would you like to see, and how can this committee make that happen?
And you ought to know who would be great for the performance. Do you get the pun that I just did there? That was like her biggest song.
That was very good.
I know.
That was very good.
I came up with it all by myself. But her parents are still in town. I mean,
Yes.
maybe this could happen, right? Okay.
Well, maybe she watches Rogers.
Christy, okay, so the meeting then, give us more details on the meeting that's coming up on Thursday.
So that'll be
February the
Thursday,
6th.
February the 6th. It'll be from 7 until 8:30, in which some alumni would call the library and current students called the rink, and that's in the basement at Glebe Collegiate.
Okay, 20 seconds, Matthew. You're graduating this year, but you'll be back for all these festivities.
Yeah, I'm very excited to come back, and it's going to be really a pleasure to be cut back.
Because you're going to be a proud alumni at that point.
Yes.
Very
Hopefully,
cool.
yes.
Christy, Matthew, thank you very much for being here. We look forward to the 100th anniversary celebrations coming up in a couple of years from now.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
More daytime coming up on Rogers TV.